Okay, so for a while now, federal lawmakers have been talking about either banning TikTok or forcing its sale to an American company. Why? Concerns about national security. See, TikTok is owned by ByteDance, a Chinese company, and some politicians claim it could be sharing its user data with the Chinese government, which is plausible since China is a communist nation and even its privately owned companies have some nexus to the Chinese government based on its economic system. Get it? Okay. But this is not just about TikTok as a platform. It's about the larger, bigger tech war that is really happening between the US and China, where control over platforms like TikTok could really have global influence.
I met with owners of TikTok, the big owners. It's worthless if it doesn't get a permit. It's not like, oh, you can take the US. The whole thing is worthless. With a permit, it's worth like $1 trillion. So what I'm thinking about saying to somebody is buy it and give half to the United States of America, half, and we'll give you the permit. And they'll have a great partner, the United States. And they'll have something that's actually more valuable because they have the ultimate partner, and the United States will make it very worthwhile for them in terms of the permits and everything else. But so think of it, you have an asset that has no value or has $1 trillion value. It all depends on whether or not the United States gives the permit. So what I'm saying is let the United States give the permit, and the United States should get half. Sounds reasonable. What do you think?
Sounds like a good deal to me, Mr. President.
The question I have is this really about security or winning the international tech war? Ultimately, in my opinion, this is a large exercise in flexing global power and influence and domination over what you see and you hear and you say and how you experience information and information sharing. You know, Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier once starred in a 1970 comedy flick called A Piece of the Action. And that is what we have here, a comedic fight over who gets what and how much. At the end of the day, he's going to fight to get, I think the deal he's offering them right now is going to be, if you agree to 50% American ownership, then that's palatable to people to keep TikTok here. It keeps TikTok with kids who don't care, but it also allays the fears of the people, particularly on the far right, who say, we can't let this Chinese company come in here and have access to all this data and take it back to the government. Trump will say, well, now it's 50% owned by Americans. So if they get any data, we're going to know about it too. And oh yeah, we'll get the data that's being mined in China. So if they're going to spy on us, we're going to spy on them, but it'll be 50-50. And that's sort of like, you know, it's like the Solomon thing, right? You know, where you have a baby and it's like, that's my baby, it's my baby. He's like, okay, let me cut the baby down to half. And like, you can have one and you can have the other. You know, he's trying to make that kind of statement. Well, if it's 50-50, then nobody loses and nobody wins. And that's the way we solve the problem. But this also means that somebody rich in America is about to get another asset, probably for pennies on the dollar, that's going to make them richer, which also helps the billionaire class, which Donald Trump said in the campaign he was planning on helping. So kill two birds with one stone. But what do you think? Should TikTok be banned, or are we just being distracted again? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more content just like this one. Stay curious and remember, think. It ain't illegal yet.